OddsChecker, we are bringing you another episode of Sharp Bets today. Happy Wednesdays. My Sharps, Matt and John, how are you guys feeling today?
Living the dream.
I'm feeling great. Got a little bit of football to get into, so fired up. Should be a good primetime game. At least the line.
Let's hope so. They haven't been that great lately.
I think it's gonna be like sneakily good. The last one was kind of good, right?
I feel
we
have
not
Green
for me,
Bay.
but
They're
it was
playing the
entertaining.
Titans.
Yes.
This seemed like a good matchup at the beginning of the season, and then the Packers kind of flailed out, but they got some spark in them last week, so let's see what happens. The Green Bay Packers just snapped a 5-game losing streak when they are trying to now get back in the NFC playoff picture. I don't know if that's going to happen. They're taking on the AFC South leading Tennessee Titans at Lambeau Field tomorrow night. The Packers won the NFC North title the past 3 years. They just rallied past the Dallas Cowboys in a 31-28 win in overtime. And the Titans, who also won the AFC South in the past 2 seasons, rallied past a 10-point deficit to defeat the Broncos. Now, both teams are meeting for the second time in 3 years. Guys, I'm going to start with John. I know he's got a player prop for us. John, who are you looking at this week?
All right, this game is so dumb in like every way, just because both teams, they try to run the ball and they basically try to play keep away from the other team. That makes sense. They're not even really trying to score themselves. They're just trying to make sure the other team doesn't have the ball. It's like, I hate it. I mean, I absolutely hate it. It sucks and it's stupid. But there is one way to play it player prop wise. That's Alan Lazard over 48.5 yards. Everyone's going to be talking about those are receiving yards, by the way. Everyone's going to be talking about Christian Walker or Watson because of what he did last week. But I think that was kind of a flash in the pan. And also, too, he kind of drew a lot of attention to himself, like going over 100 yards, catching 3 touchdowns, showing out like that. Probably is going to hurt him this week. The Titans, for everything that they do well, there's one thing they really don't do well, and that's cover wide receivers. I think there's 4 teams that have given up more receiving yards to wide receivers in the NFL than they have this year. So that's one hole. Although the Packers do not want to throw the ball for some reason, even though they have Aaron Rodgers, they basically never throw the ball, but they're going to be forced to this week because the Titans, there's only 2 teams worse than them in opponents' yards per rush attempt. So they're going to sell out, stop the run. At some point, Rodgers is going to have to throw the ball, and I would almost guarantee that Lazard sees at least 8 or 9 targets, in this game. So right now it's 48.5 minus 115 at DraftKings, which I would not play. I would just wait until FanDuel finally gives us something. I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't even know what I want to call this, what they're doing, because they're releasing some guys but not others. It's just general weirdness, and that sucks. But that's what it's called. It's an industry term. But yeah, they're going to give us 50 plus, 60 plus tomorrow, and I bet you we can hammer and get paid.
All right. I mean, I just think they're scared of you, the books, John. That's the only
They are. And they do this weird stuff. There's no reason to have the guys they have listed and not have Lazard or Watson. Both of them are playing. They both went through a full practice. I don't know what's going on. If I was in charge, I wouldn't even let them do that. I'd say you can't do it. It's weird.
All right. Well, then, with that being said, Matt, you were also able to find a player prop. Maybe have some complaints about the lack thereof. What are you looking at?
I just found it 2 minutes ago. So yeah, this is fresh in my brain. So I'm ready to go. So I'm looking at Aaron Jones rushing prop over. So John kind of alluded to it. The Packers, for some reason, they hate throwing the ball. They just I don't know. Maybe they don't know they have Aaron Rodgers, or maybe they just don't think he's that good anymore. But they've seemed to kind of get into feeding Dillon and Jones. But the thing is, A.J. Dillon's a very good running back. But when they've given Aaron Jones at least 15 attempts this year, let me make sure I have the stat right. 13. Okay, so when they've given him at least 15 attempts this year, he's gone over 100 every time. So it's only happened 4 times, but when they give him a chance to do it, he's doing it. One game, 13 for 63. So the only games he's going under are games when he's getting 8 or 9 attempts. So I think hopefully they could see last week kind of feeding him worked, getting him involved in the game worked. I think they're going to run the ball a lot again here in this game. I actually think the Packers are going to blow them out. So I'm all in on like the Packers bounce back spot this week after that win over Dallas. I think that kind of gets them going in the right direction. I think they roll in this game, so they run a lot in the second half. So yeah, I like Aaron Jones here. I think this is a number that I'm surprised we can get it this low, especially after a week where he had 138 yards running. But again, 24 attempts. So I think if the volume's there, he'll get there. This kind of depends the game script. Hopefully they run the ball a lot. We can cash that in.
All right. Well, as for me, I'm looking at the total. Right now it is at 42. I'm assuming that'll get bet down because I am taking the under. And we have two of the slowest teams in the NFL. The Titans are the slowest pace, and the Packers rank in at 28th. The Titans are the number one most run-heavy team in this league. True and true. And like you guys just said, not the Packers, the Titans are. Mm-hmm. Like you guys just said, the Packers love to run the ball too. So I am looking for this clock to keep running, which is great because Melissa likes to go to bed early. But that's also great for the under. The Titans also rank 32nd in pass rate versus when the Packers sit 26 since week 7. We also have just like two run-heavy offenses facing each other, like I said. So I feel like this game is going to go quickly, and we're not going to see that many points. I'm afraid that the special teams might end up throwing this on the over, and that would suck. But we have to remember the Titans' defense continues to exceed expectations, and they have not allowed more than 22 points in a single game besides when they played the Bills. They even held Mahomes to 20. So I think if we can keep this ball not rolling, we're in a good spot. What do you guys think?
I like it. I like a little. John might not love the under, but I think it's a great one.
I took the under last week, and it won, and I hated it. I hate watching that. It's like you're hoping guys don't score. Like it's so dumb. I almost returned the money. I was like, I don't even want this. Like,
how about this? So like, you don't really.
Did you return the money though?
I couldn't. I looked for an option on DraftKings, but they don't give the option, or else I would have. I was like, just take your money back. I don't even want this.
See, when I bet unders, I just don't watch any sport. I don't watch the game. I've never watched a game where I bet the under.
I'm at bowling though, so like that's all it's on. So
okay. Well, yeah. Then that's the thing.
And you're like, this sucks.
That's also bad. If you're like out somewhere and like you're nervous about the game, like I don't want to watch it, and then it's on like 7 screens.
The guys don't score. I'm like, every time they line up for an extra point, I'm like, miss it, and it's like I don't want to be a hater. You don't want to be that guy. Yeah, it's a lot of hating.
You're focused on bowling though. You're playing in a league.
Get dialed in.
I mean, you can do both.
Only if you're that good a bowler.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, you know what you're there to do. You know what I mean? Like, so you know that already. You pick up the ball, you knock down some pens. Now you go back. Other guys are going. The game's on. It's a lot going on at bowling. But having the under at bowling, not fun.
All right, guys. Well, it's going to be a really cold day. Also, let's not forget that it's supposed to be like 25 degrees in Green Bay, and it might snow. Yeah. So that is also just playing into that undercard, which I'm excited to see happen. I will be watching and rooting for the under because I obviously want to see the world burn. With that being said, let's go on.
Yes, good.
Let's go on to our favorite section of the show. We are looking at our YOLO parlay where we put in our 3 picks and we see if you were to parlay those odds, what you got. We have a -115 from John, a -130 from Matt, and a -110 for me. Guys, if we were to put $100 on this, I'll start with Matt as per tradition.
As
Matt,
always.
What would you pick? What do you think it is?
I'm gonna say 522 is my guess.
All right, John. What about you?
I'm not used to seeing -130s.
Yeah, that's my fault. I didn't mean to throw that in there.
No worries. I'm gonna go 575.
All right, I'm going to go 565. So, guys, if we total this up and calculate it, we get 531. Looks like Matt actually won this round.
Wow. That might be my first win.
Usually you do not win.
I think it is. This is like a big moment for me.
Speaking of winning, guys, we hit our YOLO parlay on last week's show on Friday. Plus 585 parlay, if I'm not mistaken.
We
Did
did.
you think we weren't going to hit it?
I'm hoping we just keep the ball rolling this week.
I feel like they win more than they don't. I don't know. We don't have numbers on.
You know what I mean? Like, what we should do to give the books a chance is we should have to have 2 legs each. That way, it's a 6-leg parlay, and now they have a chance.
We'll do that.
We can do that.
That's what we should do. If we were nice, we would do that.
We won't, but we should.
But we're not going to do that. No.
No. But we could.
Well, guys, we will see you next week, Friday, for another episode of Sharp Bets Today. It is all about the football. So until then, my name is Melissa, and I am joined by the sharpest of bettors, Matt and Slop. Happy betting.